This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2024 Salem View travel trailer, and the model number is 28 VIEW. Okay, 28 View. So this is not a floor plan video, it's more of a how-to video, so I'm going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? So, here we are in the door side rear. You see we have a power awning with LED lights. This is your fresh water fill here. The most common way to get water to the trailer obviously is the city water hookup, which is on the other side. But if you're camping someplace without city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you the switch for that when we get inside. Also, you have a drain here for that. The white gate valve there, if you can see that. Okay. You have a hookup for your LP system, a quick connect to connect to the LP system with an appliance, gas appliance. You also have the quick drop jacks, which makes it easier to set them up anyway. You don't have to crank them all the way. They'll drop into place and you just sort of snug them up. Okay. You have TV signal out here, plus power to put a TV out here. You got outdoor speakers. Your pass-through storage right here. You have your 3/4 inch crank for the stabilizers, right? Then you have the smaller crank on top here. And the smaller crank is for your power tongue jack. So you have power tongue jack with a light on it. Now if this happens to fail for any reason, you can pull this rubber plug out of the top and stick that crank on there. You can crank it manually. So if you have an issue with it, you can always get hitched and unhitched, so it's a good feature to have. Also, you have two LP tanks with an automatic changeover regulator. You have a deep cycle marine battery with a kill switch. This is the kill switch right here, so you can just shut it off if you want to. This has on-demand water. So I should say on-demand hot water, not on-demand. On-demand hot water. Let me open this up. The switches again to control it are inside. I'll show you how that works when we get inside. So it's very simple. If it senses water and you have it turned on, it's going to heat it. And it's got a safety on it, so if there's no flowing water going past it, either on demand from the tank with using the pump or from city water, it won't do anything, right? But the minute you turn on that tap and it calls for water, it's going to start heating it. Okay, that's your furnace vent right there. You have a 50 amp shore cord. We also give you this reducer to reduce it down to a 30. Plus we give you another small one to reduce it down to a 20. You can't run the air conditioner or anything, but you can light it up if you need to at home. Alright, so your valves are all down here. Okay. And these are your low point drains here. Now your city water hookup right here. And then your black tank flush is right here. Now the black tank flush, only use it when you have the valves open. So you want your black tank valves open. Black tank is obviously toilet water and waste. If you dump the tank, you leave the valves open, you put the hose on here at the dump station, turn it on, it'll spray it out, clean off the sensors so you get a good accurate reading, that sort of thing. Just never run it with the valves closed. Too much pressure will build up. Alrighty. Let's move on farther. This is the range hood vent for the range hood that's over your, well, it's over your range obviously, but if you're going to run the fan to vent to the outside, you always want to remember to reach up here and flip this baffle open so it flaps freely. So anytime you're venting to the outside, you want that flapping freely. If you're traveling or in storage, you can keep it snapped shut like it is now. This is just signal through. And of course, your spare tire. This is pre-wired for a backup camera. This takes a Furrion camera kit. So you can see the housing right there. You also can put a ladder on this. It's already set up for a Lippert telescoping ladder. Okay, so let's go inside and see what else we have in here. This is a brand new model. They've been shipping the big destination trailers, the View line, I guess you would call it. Now they started going with regular travel trailers. It's quite a change for them. So, all right, let's see here. We'll start over here. Now, this is your solar controller for your solar panel. The reason it's saying FUL and flashing is because there's no more room for storage in the battery. It's not broke. It's just telling you that shut the panel off because there's no room to store any more energy. When the amps drop in your battery, it'll go right back to normal. What you'll do is the only button you're paying attention to is this upper right hand button here, and it won't do anything now. Oh, I guess it will. Okay, good. So 13.7 volts in the system. So the panel's shut off, right? So 0.0 amps we're getting from the solar panel, but it shut it down because there's no room for storage. Once the amps drop, you'll be getting whatever, depending on the time of day, the weather outside, the position of the sun, all that stuff. You'll be getting anywhere from a couple amps to 6 amps, whatever. And then if you push it again, it gives you amp hours in storage, back to 13.7 volts in the system. So, like I said, it's off right now because it's flashing FUL. That's normal. It's just telling you that it shut the panel off because there's no room for storage. Also, you can see the top battery, or the top picture is lit up, which shows a full battery. Okay. Now this is the control for the on-demand water heater. You can see it's set at, I don't know why it would be set at 64. That's kind of low, but you can move it up and down here, right? Set it to Celsius or Fahrenheit. But right now when it's on, if I was to turn on the water, it'll start automatically and start sending you instant flow of hot water. So it's on demand, and it's much better than using your 6 or 10 gallon tank. Most of them are 6, and trying to get a couple showers in is not real easy when you only have a little bit of water. So there's also a code to scan. Any of these products that are in the trailer, you'll have in your packet, you'll have information on them you can read, but you can also go to the manufacturer's websites and look at their product videos, and you can learn as much as you want. There's also an app for this. I'm reasonably sure there's, it doesn't say there's an app, but there's definitely an app for this, and there's definitely an app for this. So, okay. Now this is your control panel. You have your slide out here, and then you have your power awning here. Never leave the power awning out unattended, okay? You have your water pump here. Remember I told you use water pump to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. You also use that to winterize the trailer. These two are lights. This is light here too. You rub your thumb on it. It's like a dimmer. You just rub your thumb over it. And then you have your levels, all your levels here, okay? They graduate up in 1/3 increments. Okay. Moving forward. Your thermostat works like any other thermostat. You hit the mode button, and then you just keep poking it to cycle through till you get to the mode that you want. This is just telling us this is pre-wired for a router, a signal booster combo. So what it would be, it would consist of, you can go to this website and kingconnect.com and look at their products. If you use a lot of Wi-Fi, you might be interested. You'd get a router for in here, and then an antenna on the roof, and you just have better, it boosts the Wi-Fi quite a bit, public Wi-Fi, so you have better public Wi-Fi. Okay, that's an option, just like the backup camera. Alright, your keys are here on the faucet. A lot of windows in the View, I guess that hence the name View, but you got a lot of big windows. If you come over here to your sofa, it has different configurations. This is also this jackknife's flat here. You can move things around. It's got storage underneath, so there's a lot you can do with it. You have your 2 remotes, one for your sound, one for your excuse me, your fireplace. Okay, so it's fireplace remote. There you have it there. You can see it says 0 right there. Hopefully you can see that. There's a lot of reflection. But if you go again, it'll say low and then high. That's the fan speed. So right now it's on high. It's really kicking out the heat. If you hit the other button, you can change the crystal colors. Right, and the other button will deal with the flame. Okay, and there's also a timer on it. You can set the timer to turn it on and off when you want. Okay, it's a good space heater. And then this remote obviously is for your sound. Now this doesn't have AM radio. They've been shipping them without AM for some reason, but it has FM radio. You got a USB drive here. You got Bluetooth, so you can stream from your phone or your tablet or whatever you have. This HDMI is an in. So once you get a TV hooked up here, if you wanted to, use a portable Blu-ray player, for example, you can go in right there. You have two zones, 1 and 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. So you can turn on and off the speakers as you need to. And it also has more functions, but those are the main functions, right? And then you have some storage compartment behind here, which is another thing for the view. These are your TV hookups here and your power. The wires would come through there, obviously. And you have storage and an automatic light that comes on and off with when it senses movement. Okay, this is your packet with all your stuff in it. This is the range hood. Remember I told you the range hood. She should have taken all this down. She's new. We normally will put all that stuff in your packet for you. I showed you the vent on the outside, so if you're running a fan, you want that vent open so the baffle will flap freely and it'll vent to the outside. You got light, fan, and off. I don't know if he's got the gas turned on, so if not, we'll just talk through it. I'm not going to go up there and turn it on at this moment. But you have the 3 knobs here for the 3 burners. Then all the way left you have the sparker to light it. You turn that clockwise, and then you have the oven knob. Let me see here. Oh, I think I can hear it. There you go. So it's that simple. Now when it comes to the oven, you have a pilot light all the way at the bottom at the back, right? So what you do is you go to the picture of the flame or the pilot light, right? You depress it. You keep it depressed during the whole lighting procedure. You light it. Once the pilot light lights, you're going to hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature. It cycles as an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Always travel with this shut. Microwave, of course. Refrigerator is a 12-volt DC refrigerator. Okay. Cooking there. This device here is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. So it'll detect carbon monoxide buildup or an LP gas leak. And it should always be green like it is. If it's not green, get it serviced. If it goes off, obviously you take everybody outside. You come and shut all the appliances off. You shut the gas off at the front and then figure out what's going on. Alright, so you got your bathroom. Sink and shower work like every other sink and shower. You have a GFCI here, keep that in mind. All the plugs in this trailer are wired through a GFCI. Even if the plug is not a physical GFCI, it's still wired through one, okay? So your toilet, like all travel trailer toilets, are sitting over a black tank. There's your flush pedal there. So when you get to the campground, your black tank is empty, obviously, because it's been flushed. So you hook up your power and your water. You'll come in here, you put a dose of chemical right in there. Then you'll step on the pedal, and water will be hooked up. So water will come swirling in there. You stand on that long enough to put at least a gallon of water in there along with the chemical. Then it's ready to be used. The thing is, if you don't do that, it's considered using it dry, and that'll give you a lot of problems. It'll get clogged up, number one, and number two, the smell will be terrible. So you always got to have a dose of chemical and at least a gallon of water when you start off. And of course you have a skylight and a fan, sliding door. You have a power bed here. So this is the the up and down thing, I'll just move it a little bit for you. You can see it'll go up in the sitting position, and also it'll lay flat. And you also have another TV hook up here. You could put a bracket here so you can watch it when you're laying down there. You have power, of course, and then your hookups. This green should always be green. It's the digital signal booster for the antenna. If you don't have that, if you shut it off, you won't get a good picture. But you have it on like it should be, you'll always get a good strong signal. Storage. More exit or more big windows. Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's anything else in here I should tell you about. Okay, this is the power converter right here. So this converts AC to DC power. There we go. So when you're plugged in on this side here, you got regular 110 AC circuit breakers. They're right here, just like you see at home, and they're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here, so you get 12 volt DC fuses right there, and they're all labeled, right? So that's where you get the DC power from. Also, this is a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery needs up front. The battery on the tongue I'm talking about. It'll sense how much it needs, and it'll send as many amps necessary to keep it charged. So it always charges your battery as long as you're plugged in. When you're towing down the road, obviously your tow vehicle's alternator will charge the battery, and the solar panel is always charging the battery, depending on the conditions outside, you know. So, but it's always going to be sending amps if it can. Like I said, if the battery's totally topped off, it's going to shut the panel off till the amps drop in the battery. Okay, I think we've got it here. Let me look around a little bit. 4-bar stools, yes, to go around your island here. Okay, let me look. Yeah, so I think that does it. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Oh, one more thing. You see you have your air conditioner right here. It's a 50 amp system. The reason they have a 50 amp system is because it's pre-wired for a second air conditioner. So if you ever want to add another air conditioner, it would go right here in this vent. That's what this sticker is telling us. But it's an easy install. We do it here if you're interested. But we can always add another 13.5 air conditioner up here, especially if you travel in the south a lot, that sort of thing, or southwest. Okay, so now I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember to inspect your roof regularly. You have to go up there yourself or send somebody up there every 90 days or so and look at the situation on the roof. Look at all this, seal it, make sure there's no cracking or separation where water can get through. Look at the roofing attachments and roofing material, make sure they're not damaged by, let's say, low branches or road debris flying up there. You're just looking after your investment. You can't see what's happening on the roof unless you go up there and look, so it's important to have it inspected regularly, okay? That should be part of your regular maintenance. And right now, the system's filled with water. It's on demand, so it's got no antifreeze, all water in it, and it's ready to go for the remainder of the summer, okay? Thank you very much.